Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Wednesday, 2nd of July. In this update, our newsroom can reveal the civil engineer who murdered and dismembered his former partner in Auckland has been granted parole. In 2010, Bradford James Joseph Callaghan killed Carmen Thomas and buried her remains in the Waitakere Ranges. 2 years later, he was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum non-parole period of 13 years and 8 months. He appeared before the parole board 3 weeks ago and is due to be released early this month. A defence lawyer says removing jury trials would breach centuries of constitutional law. Victim advocates are pushing for sexual violence trials to be judge alone, arguing the move would protect survivors. But Mari Dieberg KC says the right to trial by jury is enshrined and guaranteed in the Bill of Rights Act. She says the law's history goes back to the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215. Dieberg questions what is so special about sexual violence accusations to be worthy of such monumental change. The US Senate has needed the casting vote of the Vice President to pass Donald Trump's big beautiful bill. Senate Republicans narrowly approved the president's giant tax and spending cuts package today after a days-long grind to secure the support of key holdouts. The vote was 50-50 before J.D. Vance making the tie-breaking vote. The Maritime Union believes the government's choice to reuse inter-islander infrastructure could backfire. Winston Peters says an agreement's been reached on the infrastructure needed in Wellington and Picton to accommodate 2 new ferries from 2029. The plans prioritise reusing components such as passenger facilities and walkways. Union spokesperson Victor Billow says in the long run, there's a danger it ends up costing as much as a whole new build. NZTA has now fully taken over road safety camera operation from the police. The agency is now solely responsible for the around 150 speed and red light cameras. NZTA plans to expand it to around 200 cameras by 2027. The police will no longer operate mobile safety camera vans, but will continue to issue speeding fines for offences they detect. The biggest drop in dairy prices so far this year at this morning's global dairy trade auction. Overall prices are down 4.1%. The price of whole milk powder down 5.1%. It's the end of the road for the Jaffa. Sweetmaker RJ's has confirmed they will stop manufacturing Jaffas after declining sales. The chocolate balls, covered with a hard orange shell, have been on our shelves since 1931. Brand strategist Jill Brinston says sales are king.
Bottom line is, if people aren't buying enough of these things, then it becomes a cultural relic instead of something that's relevant for Kiwi tastes right now.
In sport, a grim day for the men's and women's third seeds at Wimbledon. Arthur Rinderknecht has stunned Alexander Zverev, and Jessica Pegula has been ousted by Elisabetta Cocheretto. Wellington have secured top seeding for the National Basketball League playoffs after beating Canterbury 90-84. ESPN reports NBA MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has agreed to a 4-year, $468 million contract extension with the champion Oklahoma City Thunder, the richest annual salary in league history. I'm Nivareti Manu, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.